Welcome to the threesome, y'all. This is the podcast where the three of us are, I don't know, we just here. Anyway, if you are back for more of whatever the hell this is, then we appreciate you. You are the real MVP. If you are finding us for the first time, we welcome you. And we hope you enjoy yourselves. So, our point person and optimistic realist that you're about to hear is our girl. We call her Star.
Happy New Year and all that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
All that good stuff.
And our man in the middle, our voice of reason, the man with the dulcet baritone, is the one we call Magic.
Generalizing, dissing before you ever seen this, so you can get the middle.
The finger. Or what happened to my voice described as, what did you call me? Sultry. What happened?
Oh, my voice. You're sultry. You're so sultry. No,
Took my
sultry. I mean, I suppose. And bringing up the rear, as always, I, of course, identify as the pragmatic contrarian of our group. And they call me Storm.
So, what's popping in the world today?
Sirius Black is here, too, by the way.
Sirius Jones?
So, Black.
Seriously black.
Sirius Aloysius Black.
And I'm black, y'all. And I'm blackity black. And I'm black, y'all.
Exactly. My dog's middle name is Aloysius.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Why would I name him Aloysius? Because that was the blackest name I could think of.
The what?
That was the blackest name I could think of.
Cletus? You could have said Cletus.
Yeah, but Cletus doesn't go with Sirius Black, so he had to be Aloysius.
Yeah, Aloysius don't go with anything, but let's continue. Like,
you know, I've never known an actual Aloysius.
I do know one.
Weird. Do you?
It was his middle name too, but yes, I do know one. And he's black.
That's fascinating. Well, obviously. Okay. I mean, at the very least, he would have to have at least one black parent to be named Aloysius. And yes, I am stereotyping. So,
shout out to him. Thanks for the invite to UTEP.
Oh, there was an Aloysius at UTEP that I didn't know? Shout out to Aloysius.
He didn't go by his middle name, but sure.
Well, I would have called him by his middle name if I knew him, obviously. Because that's something that I do.
You. Who the hell want to be called that? You just have to be annoying.
Exactly. Since when do I call people what they want to be called?
Exactly. You just have to be annoying.
I mean, and you know that better than anybody.
Yes, I do. Next, let's go.
Jesus.
So, y'all would explain this Katt Williams thing to me. All I know is that he did an interview with Shannon Sharp, of all people, for some reason, and the internet is ablaze.
That is the funniest shit on YouTube.
Okay.
So you haven't seen it?
Said? I have not seen it. So
a lot of truths and lies.
Cliff's Notes. Give me the Cliff's Notes.
Between the ages of 8 and 12, he read 3,000 books a year.
Yeah, that's a lot. But
it's bad math.
Okay, now I was a reader. Okay, I didn't read 3,000 books a year.
You and I both.
So,
and I'm a reader as well. However, all I will say is this. Oh boy was inducted into Mensa at the age of what? I think 10 or 11, somewhere around there. So 3,000 books a year.
That's eight and some change a day.
Yeah.
I was invited to Mensa at the age of 8, so I get it. But I was a reader as well.
Magazines in a year.
I didn't read that much, and I read a lot. Like my nose was literally always in a book. So
mine was too. First of all, I don't even think I would ever thought to put a number to it. Exactly that. We're talking about maybe 100 to maybe 150 books a year, possibly.
Listen. If you're reading one book a day, if you're reading one book a day, that's 365 books. Okay. So
I'm not getting into the exact math, but that's 8-point-some books a day. Come on, son.
Yeah. He wasn't doing that.
There were a lot. There were some things that he said that kind of mess with the credibility a little bit. You know what I mean? Such as that 3,000 book a year comment. That's just a lot. There was a comment that he made at the beginning about the rumors of him not showing up for shows. And I don't want to paraphrase. I don't remember exactly what he said, but come on, Katt. You know it was a whole issue, okay, with you getting your deposits, showing up. Sometimes you would get your deposit and not show up in the city at all, okay? Then other times you would get your deposit and then you would get your money upon landing and wouldn't show up for the show. And a lot of that would happen during the part where in his interview where he says, oh, you know, when I go to cities, I like to go and enjoy the city. I like to go around so I can, you know what I'm talking about when I'm on stage or whatever. So he said it. He would like to go to the casinos and all of that other stuff. And that's exactly what would happen. He would get here. He not necessarily here, but he would get to whatever city he was in and get that final package of money, okay? And then the next thing you know, he not showing up for the show. Now, keep in mind, that's not something that would happen all the time, but it happened enough to where promoters didn't want to mess with him, which is the reason why now, like, no outside promoter can come and bring Katt Williams in unless they, talking like an insane amount of money. He has his own promotional manager that books his shows, which does not happen a lot with artists, but that came about because the promoters start messing with you. Come on, now I understand, there was rumors of him doing drugs and all of that other stuff, and he said he didn't. I'm not even disputing that, but he does say that he had an issue with alcohol, and that was pretty serious. And it could have been enough that was keeping him, let's just say, from making some of his dates. Where he would go out, get fucked up, not show up for a show. But that was my whole thing. Like, dude, you did that here in Detroit and a couple of other cities. So it's like, don't act like that didn't happen for real. Because it did. But that's just me.
He did spread some knowledge and enlightenment between the bullshit, but you got to filter it out as you will. But it's funny.
No, it's hilarious. It's long. It's 2 hours. There's a lot of stuff in there that I do believe that is absolutely true. First of all, these some of the celebrities
motherfucking hours.
Yeah.
Actually, it's like 2.5.
Y'all know I'm short attention span theater around here. I don't know that. Well, we'll see.
Maybe I'm just a weirdo, but you can speed up videos on YouTube.
Yes, but then I'll miss all the good stuff.
I can still get full comprehension at 1.5 speed.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just clean up your house and let it roll or something like that.
Yeah. Okay, you're right, because I don't have to look at him.
Exactly.
Or Shannon Sharp, for that matter.
Well, that's funny. Although that adds to the funny from his face.
I'm sure it does.
But anyway.
I'm sure it does. Yeah. Yeah, I just I was seeing a lot of people make mention of that interview, and yeah, I hadn't had a chance to look at it, so I didn't know what was going on. But yeah, Katt Williams. I have no opinion on Katt Williams one way or the other, to tell you the truth. I mean, I'm not one of those people who can't stand him. I'm not one of those people who is particularly like, oh yeah, I love Katt Williams. Yeah, I mean, he's there.
Only thing I'll say is this. Katt Williams, for me, is fucking hilarious, right? And some of the people that he named that I guess he feel like, is getting props and that don't deserve it. Like, he was talking about how Cedric the Entertainer, not that funny. Faison, a couple of other people. Cedric's not funny. Kevin Hart, definitely overrated. He didn't tell any lies. Yeah, for me, he didn't tell any lies. I wanted to like Cedric the Entertainer. It's just something about him. It's like you kind of just want him to be funny, and he's not consistent.
Well, not consistently. He has his moments.
He does.
I don't think he's like necessarily great. Well, I don't think his stand-up is necessarily hilarious, but I mean, I think he's funny in a sitcom. Like he's good in a sitcom.
I liked him in Top 5 and in Roscoe Jenkins' couple stand-ups.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like like when he's a character, I think he nails the character. I think he's good at that. When he's playing,
a lot of his characters are that buffoon funny. Yeah, I don't know. And I guess because I don't necessarily like that type of comedy, maybe that's the reason why. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm not a big comedy person to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not someone who's gonna necessarily spend money to go to a comedy show. Like, I'm just not.
It's a problem. You need to laugh.
No, I do laugh, but like, I think regular human beings are hilarious. Like, the regular human beings are hilarious to me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need stand up to make me laugh. Like you funny. Like, you make me laugh all the time.
Oh, Magic.
Yeah. Yes, and you.
I'm hilarious.
You're funny too. No, I think so, but. I think a lot of normal people are hilarious, and they don't intend to be, but they're hilarious to me. So there you go.
Yeah, I feel like, Cedric, Kevin is definitely wildly inconsistent, for me. He did defend Bernie Mac, which I applaud. He defended Bernie Mac and was honest about how, well, I guess from his perception about how they kind of played Bernie or whatever, and then all of a sudden he died, and they want to act like, oh, he was the greatest and best friend, but
There's
they was playing
a lot of Illuminati references.
Yeah, a lot of Illuminati references. A lot of P Diddy shade.
Yeah, Cat, your pussy is not worth $50 million, my guy.
Depending on who paying.
I was gonna say, how do you know? Because
ain't nobody's.
Yeah, well,
maybe you ain't good stuff.
But I also think that there are certain people who take pleasure in, trying to get people that ordinarily wouldn't do stuff, and they have the power to offer that person enough to at the very least consider it, if not do it. You know what I mean?
That part I don't doubt at all, but 50 million?
I mean, what is that to like somebody like Puffy? I mean, what is his net worth? Like,
net worth and liquid assets are two very different things.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So, also around the interwebs, Chuck D wants y'all to leave Madonna alone.
How the fuck did that happen?
That is exactly what I said. I was like, whoa, Chuck D is, he said, y'all need to leave Madonna alone.
Like, leave her alone because she crazy, or leave her alone because somebody picking on her?
Because people be picking on her because she old and she can't do the stuff she used to do when she was in her 20s.
Hey, none of us do the shit we used to do in our 20s. I don't understand.
Katt Williams can.
That is his point. His point is, y'all need to cut out all this ageism and talking about how old she is and decrepit, and let her live and do what she wants and be herself.
Yeah, I didn't know people was picking on her, so I guess I need to take a deep dive.
I didn't know. I don't know if Madonna was still out in these streets.
Very much so. Or she's trying to be out in these streets. And I think that is some of where the criticism comes from.
She ain't seen Cher.
She keeps trying to be relevant, and whatnot. And
There's a better idea. Madonna, stop it. Just stop.
And people are making fun of her because of it. And so Chuck D said, y'all need to leave her alone. And also, he said that ageism is a lot like racism. And I think that's the comment that got a lot of people upset.
I respect Chuck. Okay. I'm going to just put this back on Madonna. Sit your old ass down.
Yeah, and come on. Did Chuck say that for real, though? That don't even sound like...
That's what he said. What he said. I mean, listen.
Sure, it wasn't Flav.
Right. That sounds like Flav.
I think Madonna has earned the right to, post whatever the hell she feels like posting at her ripe old age. Because, I mean, if I'm up there in age, I know damn well Madonna is up there in age. So, I mean, let her live. Y'all leave her alone.
I'm all for freedom of speech, but freedom of consequence is still a thing too.
But also, Chuck D, ageism and racism, not quite the same.
No.
Not quite the same. But, I understand what he was trying to say, but, not the same. Anybody else have anything going on out in these streets?
No, I did want to just tap on one last thing about that Katt Williams thing. There's a comedian, his name is Tony Baker, and he brought up a good point about that Katt Williams special where Katt was kind of going in on the comedians who have chosen to wear like dresses as part of their comedic skits. And, that's a thing, that's a whole thing where there are people who have issues with putting Black men in dresses. And Tony Baker basically was like, what's the reason why we have such an issue with that? Nobody had a problem with Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire. Nobody had a problem with Tom Hanks in Bosom Buddies. And you don't keep hearing, about these Caucasian or other race comedians having to have had wear dresses as a part of their career. Why do we do this to the Black comedians and Black actors?
Because they're trying to emasculate the Black man. Nah, Marlon Wayans said that same thing too, like 15 years ago. It's you choose what you're gonna do for money. Period. Point blank. Nobody's making you do anything.
True that.
And as I said before, that Flip Wilson Geraldine doll, I loved it. So I have nothing to say on this subject because I love that thing. So there we go.
I don't know if this is going to be a segment or not, but I figured since I'm paying Tidal every month, I might as well dig up music that I never got around to purchasing when I was younger. So for this week, I've been listening to Little Brother's whole catalog, and I'm so ashamed that I slept on it. They have great albums out.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even think I've ever heard of that artist. Little Brother?
What?
Very native tongue stylish.
Okay.
And I had heard about them 20 some years ago when they first came out, and I was like, all right, whatever. I bought their last album, actually, and then I watched the documentary that they have on YouTube and was like, why have I never actually listened to them like that? And I went back through their whole catalog. Great shit.
Oh, yeah. It was that long ago? I might actually
the album I bought was 2019.
I was gonna say I might have heard of them then and just don't remember because that was a long time ago. But I'm gonna have to go and take a listen.
That playlist that we collabed on Spotify, I think there's one or two Little Brother songs on there. You hear me? What's your name?
She muted herself.
Yeah. No, I heard you. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go listen. The one we did for Magic's birthday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a thing. Here's something. I know we don't normally talk about the Caucasoids, but I'm into true crime. And so Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released recently.
Who
is that?
The woman whose mother. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. She was the kid whose mother. She was a victim of Munchausen by proxy. Her mother basically tortured her, had her in a wheelchair, pretending to be a much younger child than she was, and
they gave her hormonal suppressants and Ipecac to make her
all of that. So that people would give them donations and things like that. Anyway, she got tired of it and ended up killing her mother by proxy.
She tricked the dude into doing it, and he overdid it.
Listen,
wow,
she tricked a mentally challenged dude into doing it. And that's the part, because I was arguing with somebody about this the other day because they were like, well, she should have never gone to jail because she was a victim. I'm like, yes, but she crossed the threshold. If she had killed her mother by her own hand, I would be like, don't put her in jail. Because I understand why she had to do that. But she tricked a dude who she knew. Anyway.
Wasn't all there.
She manipulated somebody else into doing her dirty work for her. And that is why she went to jail. That is why she needed to be punished, in my view. But, I mean... That's just me.
And he's in jail with no chance at parole, and she's out.
No chance at parole. Correct.
How does that happen? He's mentally challenged.
He overdid it, to put it kindly.
He's mentally challenged. What kind of lawyer did he have?
Well,
I'm guessing court appointed.
Not a very good one.
Right.
Yeah, I'm guessing that too. But yeah, I mean... Yeah, it is the unfairness of all of that. Exactly. And that's how I feel about that. If he had to go to prison for life, I feel like she got off very easy because she's already out. But
wow.
You know.
Yeah, I need to go look that up. That's crazy.
It's one or two documentaries about it out.
Yeah, she's actually, now that she's out of prison, she's actually got a special that's running. I don't know. I think it's on A&E or one of those stations that I watch all the time with true crime, where she's telling her side of the story. But yeah.
I'll check it out.
I mean, like I'm okay with her. I'm okay with her getting out of prison. I also think that the young man that she duped into killing her mother should be getting out of prison too.
Absolutely.
I just don't think that's fair, because she knew what she was doing. She absolutely knew what she was doing.
Yeah, that's wild.
Where love gets you, fellas.
And ladies. I mean, because I can tell you countless stories of women who are behind bars, behind some bullshit love, so-called love of a man. So, yeah. Yeah. I guess the bottom line is, don't fall in love and be out here killing people.
Yes, that would be.
Don't do that.
I want to fall in love. Sorry.
See, You're way funnier than Katt Williams.
Whoa!
You.
Somebody need to give me a check for my funny shit. If that's the case.
Well, you don't apply yourself.
Lord.
How dare you?
Okay, so this is our first episode since the new year, 2024. How's 2024 going for y'all thus far, 5 days in?
I've eaten 4 salads and haven't lost any weight yet.
Why are you eating? Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. Well,
what do you put on the salad?
Exactly. Like people are like, well, I'm eating salads. Well, that isn't telling me much.
Various different nuts, pause, some like raisins, cranberries, and avocado ranch dressing.
There you go.
That might be part of your issue.
I don't. Right. I'm not one of them people who floods, like, eats salad with dressing. No, I drizzle a little bit on the top and keep it moving.
You know, I'm weird that way. Like, people think I'm weird because I don't put a lot of dressing on my salad either. Sometimes I don't put any dressing at all. Like, I'll just season my greens and be done with it. Like, I don't have to have dressing.
But yeah, I have to have a little bit of dressing, but I'm also one of those that don't, like, working in the food industry, like, I don't know if I did it before, but working in the food industry definitely was one of those things that turned me away from a whole lot of typical stuff that people do to their food, such as drowning their salads in dressing. Extra dressing, extra dressing, extra dressing. It's like, oh my God, how about I just bring you a bowl of dressing and a few leaves?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. No, I'll have a bowl of salad and I'll put salt, pepper, some what was
salt?
that? Do I put salt on my green? Yeah. Salt, pepper, garlic, sometimes Italian seasoning, depending on what it is. Like, you know, I will season my greens, is what I'm saying. Like, I will season my salad and it's just fine. Like, I don't have to have no whole lot of dressing. Sometimes I'll put like just a little oil and vinegar with my seasoning, but I don't need to do, like, if your salad is floating in dressing, I don't understand how you enjoy that. I just don't get it.
Yeah. There used to be a thing where people would be like, I eat salads all the time. But it's the stuff that people put on the salads that they don't realize that is causing them, like certain nuts, certain are high in fat content, and even though it's supposed to be good fat, whatever. Cheese.
I mean, people. Yeah, I was gonna say people put cheese, a bunch of processed meat on their salad, and they're like, "But I'm eating a salad."
Yeah. Then drowning it in dressing, and it's a bunch of stuff.
Drowning in dressing. Yeah.
Or like there are people who eat salads not even for the weight loss, but they'll say, "Oh, I'm just trying to get some roughage. My doctor says I need to eat more leafy greens," but they eat salads made of iceberg lettuce, which is
get you some romaine.
Yeah, nutritionally nothing, basically, and it's not going to help with your digestion.
No, I mean, iceberg is basically water. It's like, what is it, like 80% water or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's very empty. That's another thing about working in the food business. Like, people will come to Ponderosa all the time and get the salad bar, and they felt like, oh, well, I'm only getting 2 or 3 chicken wings, but I'm eating this big old salad. But it's like, yeah, but your salad is covered in dressing, cheese, eggs, processed ass ham. You'd have probably been better off just eating a couple of chicken wings and a piece of bread more than you are that dang salad.
Yeah, I objected to the idea of Ponderosa.
Why?
But I'm not a buffet person.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, other than like Golden Corral I can deal with, and I can only deal with them because, I mean, they be on it. Like, they will put out fresh food constantly. But yeah, I don't like the idea of a buffet because people are nasty, and they'll let their kids just go up there and just be touching on stuff. Ugh, I can't deal with it.
Turn me off from buffet. I don't know if either one of you grew up with the Sweden House, but I never understood how Black folks went to the Sweden House. I'm like, this place just don't even look like Black folks should go in here and eat. Devoid of any kind of seasoning and
did the sign indicate that it didn't have any seasoning?
Yes, the whole place indicated that it was not seasoned. It's like that sign at the beef carver place. It's like,
yeah, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah, but I'm just
how I feel about. Yeah. I've never been in that place because that sign tells me that their food is tasteless.
But that's what I'm saying. The Sweden House, the outside of each Sweden House, was made up like some sort of like Swiss chalet. It looked, like, you were about to go into like a Swiss ski resort or whatever from the outside. To me, as a Black person, I don't understand. That would not have been my choice, the place to go eat.
Yeah, it doesn't sound appetizing.
No.
But also that place in, what's that place that people like to go to in Frankenmuth? I've never been because that place doesn't seem appetizing to me either. Yeah, like, I'm like, y'all really be, taking a trip to go up there? Like,
I can't. For Bavarian Inn or whatever the place it is.
Whatever it is.
That's one of them things that we went to several times as a kid, and even though it was really cool to go up there because it's Christmas all year round, that one place that's supposed to be well known for their chicken, yeah, no.
That's the place I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I will not be taking a trip for that. Now, I'm not saying don't go to Frankenmuth because there's a lot of other stuff there to do.
Yeah,
but I would not go. Yeah, I wouldn't go to eat. Like, it just does not look appetizing to me. And I was born in Germany, so you would think that would appeal to me, but no, not at all.
Not necessarily. Hello,
sir. You're over there awfully quiet.
Y'all doing a Detroit tour guide. I ain't never been there.
So Sweden wasn't down there with you. Shout out to the
listeners.
Right. No. So Sweden House wasn't down there with you guys. I thought that was like a nationwide chain thing, but I guess not.
I mean, I had heard of Sweden House. But I don't think I've ever been. So,
yeah. Count your blessings.
Nope. I've never been in Sign of the Beef Carver. I will never cross the threshold of a ram's horn, as long as that sign looks like that. Never. So.
Pause.
Oh, sorry. I mean, yeah. But yeah, so it depends on what you're putting on your salad, sir.
I'm aware.
And you try to lose weight?
Not hard. I haven't done any exercising. I'm just changing my eating patterns first, and then once it warms up a little bit more, I get back into the cardio. Gotta keep the OnlyFans popping.
How's that working out for you?
It's a little bit of money. It ain't crazy.
Yeah. Well, speaking of extra coins, it is a new year. Anybody got any? I'm very opposed to resolutions, but I am a big proponent of goals. So anyone have any goals for this year?
I'm rhyming. I played humble near the end of last year. Now I'm mad. People need to understand some things.
Oh, I thought you've always rhymed. So,
nah,
okay.
I haven't taken that shit seriously in 5-10 years.
You say it's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you.
Shouldn't left you.
I should have. I really should have. But y'all got a little bit too cocky.
Wow.
Now we gotta let the adults come out and play again.
Oh. Y'all, I'm sorry. Hold pause on that. My computer just started doing something and it sounded like an airplane taking off. Y'all still
there? I was
there?
like, what the heck is all that?
It's a bomb. Yo, somebody in Detroit won that 800 and sub million. Y'all need to check y'all's friends.
Nobody in Detroit won that 840. That was in Grand Blanc. On the other side.
Just what I was told from over here.
Yeah, y'all was told wrong. Okay. Yeah, that was someone in Grand Blanc.
Grand Blanc.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
There's probably less than a handful of us up in Grand Blanc.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been there. But yeah, there you go. The name tells the story.
Exactly. You got me wondering the demographics of Grand Blanc. What is the racial makeup? 77% Caucasian.
That is actually lower than I thought it would be.
The next two popular American Indian, Alaskan.
Oh, that makes sense.
And Asian, and then Black. 0.8%.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I mean, people don't know this about Michigan, but there are a lot of Native Americans in Michigan.
I didn't know that until a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, half the state is named after.
Yeah, right.
So,
and when you say that, there are a lot of streets in Detroit that have
Native American roots or the nomenclature. Yeah.
Iroquois. Yep.
Welcome to Detroit City.
Well, yeah. All of that.
Ow.
Also, there's a huge I think it's an Ethiopian population in Minnesota, which I always thought was funny.
A huge population of them in America in general. I don't know why that country emptied out.
Yeah, but they have a large concentration, like how we have a large concentration of Arab Americans in Dearborn. They have a large concentration of Ethiopian people, Ethiopian heritage in Minnesota. And I just thought it was funny because it's Minnesota, of all places.
There's way more black people in Minnesota than you think.
Sure.
Minneapolis and St. Paul is crawling.
I say, let me the tonka.
I agree. But if I'm coming from Ethiopia, the last place I want to land is Minnesota. That's all I'm saying. Is that the climate is diametrically opposed.
Oh yeah, definitely.
To that being the case.
Maybe that's what they were looking for.
I was going to say, I guess kind of the same way you wouldn't expect for there to be such a large... I mean, Dearborn has the largest Arab American population, or the largest Arabic population outside of the Middle East. And that's weird because it's Michigan.
They sick of that damn heat.
I guess. I mean, I'm here because I was sick of that damn heat, and
I'm all the way up here where it's cold as hell.
Well, I was going to say I was sick of that damn heat too, and El Paso doesn't even get as hot as I think it gets there. But yeah, so
I've heard stories.
Yeah, I think they're more like in Arizona, like 120s, 130s heat, where, El Paso would be, topping out at like 115, 117. Like, I don't think I've ever known it to get any hotter than that.
That's still hot. Anything past 100.
Dry heat. It's different.
I know. But
it is not different when that sun is beating down on you.
No, I was there last summer. 100 in El Paso feels way less fucked up than 85, 90 here.
Yeah, well, that depends on how much humidity is in the air here. But even then, listen, just stay inside with the AC. That that is what I do. Because, I was in El Paso last year too, remember? And I was there in July like a crazy person. And trust me, that heat is not fun.
I believe you.
I didn't bother. It didn't bother me as much as it does here. I don't like humidity like that.
Well, see, I don't like the sun like baking down on me. Like, I don't like that. So, also, the thing with humidity is, like here, when it's hot and humid, I can get in the shade and I will cool off a little bit. You know what I mean? Whereas there's no relief in the shade because it's just as hot. The only relief is that now the sun isn't like glaring down on you, but you're still as hot in the shade. Like, it doesn't do much. But shout out to El Paso, because I did have a great time while I was there. I will say that.
Oh, and Mona, get well soon.
Yeah, definitely. I actually tried to call her today and she didn't answer, but
she got bronchitis. You want her on the phone?
Well, I was actually calling to check on her because the last time I talked to her, she wasn't feeling well. So, I be checking on my friends because I worry about them, sir.
Well, if I knew my friend had bronchitis, I'm not going to call them. Shoot a text message.
Whatever.
Consider it.
You're not going to call anybody anyway. You're going to send a text message, whether they got bronchitis or not. So, quit playing.
I call people I want to talk to.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. I'm not doing this with you tonight. Anyway, we're bumping up against the 50-minute mark. Let's wrap this up before he makes me mad. And then just for that, I'm gonna call you next week. Every damn day.
You know, I have the ability to not answer the phone anyway. So
I know you do, but you won't because
Jim
you're too
at the end, while I'm on the little brother kick, how you let your instrumental out rhyme you? If you like the show, tell friends, tell foes, tell all the hoes. And if you don't, tell everybody on the net. It is the Threesome Podcast on Facebook and Instagram, the Threesome Pod on X. Get the dick pics out your mama phone.
They'll probably be yours if they're on someone's mama's phone.
Listen, I gotta do what I gotta do.
I heard that.
That's money. Bills gotta get paid.
That is right. All right, y'all. I'm going to walk the dog.
Walking doggy.
Towards the light. Night night.
See y'all next week.